Hello guys, Diplomat here, and this is a replay from the Winter Cup semi-finals. I'm playing as the Wood Elves and I'm against the latest recruit to Wolf Clan. This is on Yaga and he's playing as Chaos. So the way this tournament works is you have to play every single faction before your faction pool is reset, and then you can start playing them all again. So we're both left with 4 factions for this semi-final game, and I first picked the Wood Elves and he counter-picked with Chaos. Now I think this is quite a 50-50 matchup and it's pretty interesting. With the Wood Elves, the ball's kind of in your court. You can dictate the game. You can either go for a kind of balanced build like I've gone here, with a bit of infantry, bit of archers, maybe some cav, or you can try and go for a treeman based build, so you'd only go for like 3 treemen and like some infantry. You'd use the heals on your treemen and then you just count on the fact that Chaos can't really deal with the treemen too well. So yeah, I thought that Anyaga would be expecting the treeman sort of build, so I decided to go with a little more of a balanced one. So let's look what he's got on his side. He's got some Chaos Warriors which have already taken an Arrow of Kronos. He's got 4 Forsaken, he's got 4 Chaos Marauders, he's got 2 Chaos Knights with Lances, and I think one of them's over on that side, yeah. So he's got one with his main force and then one on his flanking force over here. He's got Sartorial, the Everwatcher, and now the reason why you want to take Sartorial as Chaos in this matchup is that he has 90% missile resistance, so none of the archers or the Arrow of Kronos or anything can really do much damage to him. He's also got a Sorcerer of Death. I think he'll be going for the Spirit Leech. Yeah, and he's also got Doom and Darkness, it looks like, which will give a negative leadership effect on my troops. So in the back he's got these 2 Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes, and then he's also got some Warhounds with poison and Chaos Knights with lances. So he's being quite sneaky. He sent these guys behind while my attention's over there. So on my side I've got these Wild Riders that are still hidden in the forest, which is quite nice. I've got 3 Wildwood Rangers, really strong melee infantry, and a unit of War Dancers. I have 5 Eternal Guard in total. Some of them have got shields, 3 with shields, 2 without shields. So I noticed he's shooting me and I managed to turn around. I made a little mistake over here. What I did is I selected all my archers and I pressed the F key. Usually it's by default it's banded to J, and what this does is it rotates your unit on the spot to face the other way. However, when you select 4 units at once, instead of just getting each individual unit and turning them around on the spot, it kind of makes them all switch around and do a complete 180. So the archers started running into each other and they didn't fire as quickly as I wanted them to. But I am going to get off some nice volleys, and it's a bit of a mistake on his part. He's taken half HP damage on each unit, which is really bad. Luckily for him he hasn't dropped too many models yet, but it's really not good. So I'm going to slow down now since a lot's going on. I'm getting some good shots off on the Forsaken, obviously got really low armor, and I get a nice Prayer for Anathema off on the Chaos Knights. The Chaos Knights will be absolutely devastating if they get a charge off and turn in my infantry. So I'm going to just tie them down there for a minute and turn my focus to them quite soon. I've also brought my Wild Riders out of the woods. I could have charged into some of the Chaos Marauders, but these are really low priority targets at the moment. I want to be able to get them into the Chaos Knights or maybe even into some of the Forsaken. You can see the Forsaken have taken a lot of damage and my Eternal Guard are going to help soak up the charges from there. He's also gone in for a charge with the Marauder Horsemen, but that's not going to be too effective. The Eternal Guard have obviously got spears. They're going to be able to take out these horsemen fairly easily, but because he's in such a thin formation, he's able to push through and he just wants to disrupt my archers at this point and stop them from firing. So we're going to go back into normal speed. I get a really good charge off with the War Dancers. That's going to do some nice damage, and obviously the focus fire coming in. So yeah, no charge bonus from his cav, and they're already dropping a lot of HP. The Forsaken, 1 unit already down, but Forsaken trade really well with the Wildwood Rangers, so that's not a cost-effective engagement for me at all. Sent Sartorial into melee as well, and because of the big model, He's quite hard to tie down, so he can easily pull through as well and cause some disruption. We're still getting shots off on the Marauders, and they're falling fairly quickly. And the Chaos Knights over here are on half HP. I've managed to get some Eternal Guard in as well, so they're going to get some nice anti-large damage. Here we have a Doom and Darkness over here upgraded, and he's managed to rout 2 of my units with that, which is quite nice. But I've got a full unit of Wildwood Rangers, and they're going to hold steady, especially since my Lord's nearby. He sent the Chaos Warhounds in and now some Chaos Knights, and that's going to be really bad for my Wild Riders. But I do manage to get some healing off. It's not quite enough to keep them in the fight, so yeah, that was a nice move over here, because he's obviously got the charge bonus from the Knights and then the poison from the Warhounds. Absolutely decimated the Wild Riders. I have got some spears which I can bring in to kind of plug the gap over here, but he's going to start charging from the front as well, so I just haven't got enough to protect my archers. This unit of War Dancers is doing really well, holding up 3 units of Marauders. What he really should have done here is pulled one of them out and brought them into the melee fight over here, because he doesn't have any infantry support apart from this one unit, so the Eternal Guard are going to do quite well against all the large units. Now, he has used a Spirit Leech on my general, get some nice extra damage off, but I've still got healing from my, well, I say that my Spellsinger's just been terrified, but Spellsinger's got a lot of health, and yeah, she's come back now. And I've also got the potion on the ward, which is quite good. I get another net off onto the other unit of knights this time, and I should be able to focus these guys down and send in my Eternal Guard into melee. And I get a decent charge off on Sephorial. He's taking a lot of damage now. The Wildwood Rangers are holding up over here quite nicely, taking out the Forsaken and the Chaos Marauders. He's going to get through a little gap over here. But yeah, we've kind of formed up another line now, and the Eternal Guard are doing really well. It's just, that's the best thing about the Wood Elves. Their infantry has such good morale that they're going to be able to hold for a long time. And now he comes in with the Warhounds, but I have got some Wildwood Rangers here to protect my archers, and one of my archers has come back. I'm going to get some good shots off, and now a lot of his units are wavering. I get some nice damage off on this side. Glade Lord's dived in to take out the Death Sorcerer, and there's also my Spellsinger and a Steed, and the Death Sorcerer is going to go down pretty soon. You can see he's got pretty low leadership at this point. Ithoriel's still trying to disrupt the archers. He does manage to rout one. This Chaos Knight unit is almost gone, and I'm going to get a really nice Arrow of Kornos there, taking out about 5 models, I think. On the infantry front, he's not doing too well. The Chaos Marauders just don't really do any damage. My troops are holding steady. He's sending these Warhounds in for a last-ditch effort, but meanwhile my Glade Lord gets a really good charge off on Sephorial, and he's almost gone down at this point. The Warhounds are going to get chopped up by the rest of the Wildwood Rangers, and Sephorial's just been focused down at this point. He's not going to be left here for long. A few Marauders, the Chaos Warriors, they're doing pretty well on this side, but it's too little too late at the moment, and I managed to get a nice rear charge with my Glade Lord. The Glade Lord's on pretty low HP, but she's done really well, and yeah, it was a Pyrrhic victory. It was pretty close in the end. He just wasn't able to stop my archers from firing enough, and my infantry did really well. Initially the Wildwood Rangers did some nice damage, and then the Eternal Guard were just able to tank it in the late game and let my archers get the damage off. These Wild Riders, I didn't actually get to do too much work with these guys. He shut them down rather well, but my Glade Lord was really influential in that battle, even though she was only on an Eagle instead of a Forest Dragon, so she has a little bit less melee capability, but yeah, she was really good. So Sephorial did well. 81 kills was pretty crazy, to be honest, especially like how hard it is to kill a lot of the Elven units. So yeah, you didn't see him doing the work necessarily, but yeah, that's quite surprising. The Marauders, they were just kind of meat shields, but still got okay kills, to be honest. The Forsaken were a little bit of a letdown. I was just able to shoot them a lot, like way too easily, and they routed fairly quickly. Although, you know, they did shut down my Wild Rangers to a certain extent, but they didn't have a massive impact. The Chaos Knights did reasonably well, but they were shut down by the net fairly early on, and the Marauder Horsemen were pretty much wasted. Maybe a little bit better micro with these guys, keep them out the firing range early on. But I think they were just brought in case of a Treeman army to obviously focus down the larger units, so it was quite difficult, this one. But yeah, I think after the next patch, I'm sure that Wildwood Rangers are going to get nerfed because they're so strong in the current state. And I think I heard something, they actually like messed up the stats slightly or something. So if Wildwood Rangers get nerfed, then this is going to be a really difficult matchup for the Wood Elves. Chaos have a lot of tools, especially the Forsaken, and then the Chaos Knights and stuff to really shut down the Wood Elves. So it's going to be interesting to see what it's like later on. This is going to be the only game I'm going to upload from this series because the next two games, Onyaga won them pretty easily. Like they weren't even entertaining battles really. They were just kind of one-sided. But there's still the finals. That is going to be Onyaga against Wolf Ulder, and then there's going to be the third place, which is me against Iron General. So if there's any good battles from them series, I'll definitely upload them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that battle, and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more in the future. I'll see you next time. Peace.